It's review time again. All right, so the NASCAR Cup Series and Xfinity Series ended up going to Auto Club yesterday. Unfortunately, for the final time on the 2 mile track before it gets reconfigured, um, which sucks. I wish they went back on their word because just like last year, the races at Auto Club were good. And it's not just pinpointed on last year where the racing was good. There were other races in the past where they also were good. It's not specifically just 2022. Like, I could probably list off a good amount that were pretty good when it came to Auto Club. 2016 comes to mind. I felt like the 2016 one was pretty good. Um, you had that 2013 race. The three-man battle for the win. And it was actually like the first test for the Gen 6 cars, a test of experience in them. And then obviously you had the 2011 one with Jimmy Johnson versus Kevin Harvick, which I liked. Michael Moose did not, clearly. But that one was pretty good, and I liked that one. We had the 2009, I think, Chase race there at California. That was also pretty damn good. 2008 brought some good racing as well. 2006's brought some good racing. Like, there's just a lot of good racing when it comes to Auto Club, and this year was no exception. So, the racing was good. I liked it. In the beginning, it looked to be almost a complete carbon. It almost looked like a carbon copy of last year's in a way. Um, Good battles for the lead. At one point, it was a 3-car breakaway from the field, and it looked like that those three drivers were going to be the main people to fight, which was Joey Logano, Alex Bowman, and Ross Chastain. Unfortunately, Bowman didn't stay up there for long, and Ross Chastain ended up getting the lead and everything. And some incidents happened, during stage one. Most notably, Brad Keselowski, getting spun out, which kind of sucks for him. Um, and just a lot of things ended up, not a whole lot ended up happening in stage number one, but the biggest mover of the stage, I would say, was definitely Chase Elliott. He started like almost last, really, and he worked his way up through the field quite a bit. And funny enough, by the end of the race, he was able to finish second, which is just insane, just looking back on it. Um, but yeah, so like stage one, pretty damn good. I liked it. Stage two was more of the same, and it was definitely some more good racing, which is what Auto Club should and always produce, no matter what. In stage two, around lap 76, there was a crash with AJ Allmendinger, which I swear to God, like the Fox announcers, just like they have the Cup ones at least, they suck whenever it's like a wreck is happening or whatever. I swear to God, Clint Boyer is like so down to earth when it comes to like a wreck or anything like that. Like AJ spun, and he's just like, "Oh, we got a crash. Oh, hard hit." Like, really? That's the enthusiasm? Like, instead of just going, "Oh my God, AJ Allmendinger just spun." Oh, he tags the wall, like that kind of thing. Like, have some more fucking enthusiasm, Clint. Like, god damn. Like you'd think with him going to the Fox Sports booth, it'd be amazing with how energetic he is, and then he just goes, "Oh, AJ spun. Oh, what a shame." Like, the fuck? Race progresses. More good racing ensues, and then later on in stage number two, Corey LaJoie ends up getting spun out, which then ends up bringing out the yellow again. I think it was for like the fourth time of the day, I believe, somewhere around there, fourth or fifth time of the day. Because they did have a competition yellow, and then Brad Keselowski spinning in the break, and then they jumped a wreck. So yeah, around like five cautions, um, that they had with that. So pretty, it's a big less amount compared to last season's Auto Club race, to be honest with you. But then when one thing happens, something else ensues. And yes, I'm going to mention that goddamn restart wreck. How in the fuck do you mess up a restart that fucking bad? Now, let me put this into perspective. NASCAR this season decided to expand the restart line. Apparently, there was a lot of complaints about it, and the leader basically just decides whatever he can go within the restart zone. Joey Logano was the leader, and he basically, chose when to go. Now, you could pinpoint the issue being on Joey Logano for not going and everybody lying back. And he was one of the main perpetrators for it because he backed up the field. Or you could blame the people that just decided to gas it because they thought that Logano was going the moment they hit the restart zone or the restart line. And you can make whatever case you want for it. In my opinion, I don't see it being Logano's fault. I see it being the field's fault because they decided to, like, Logano didn't go, but they did. And they kind of just made their own, like, little restart zone. Pretty sure they were just accustomed to it, so that's why they just ended up doing it. But a big wreck ensued. Lots of drivers were involved in it. A lot of them were taken out, unfortunately, in the incident. And that wreck was mainly on the drivers that decided to gas it the moment like the leaders hit the start finish line or whatever, because they decided to lie back. Whenever you're like outside the top 10, you lie back a little bit. In this case, they lied back, thought the race was going, and then they gassed it and then they slammed into one another because one dude brake checked in front of them, and then just everyone's piling in. So again, you can pinpoint it on Logano. You can do anything like that, but I don't really know. It's kind of like a 50-50 almost. It's kind of not even really like a 50-50. Like the vast majority of it, a little bit can be placed on Logano, but the vast majority can be placed like on the field themselves. The rest of stage 2 goes by. Ross Chastain ended up winning the second stage after a good fight with Denny Hamlin. He then had new competition. Kyle fucking Busch. KFB. Who'd have thunk that he'd be fighting for the win at Auto Club, but considering the fact that he almost won the Clash at the Coliseum and the Daytona 500, you can kind of expect it to be running up at the front this time around. But yeah, Ross just ended up winning the second stage, which was good for him. It was the first time that he was actually able to sweep a stage, or sweep both stages in a race, which was pretty cool for him. And then, it seemed like it was going to be between him and Kyle because Kyle was with him for a little while, but then Kyle, towards the end of stage 2, decided, fell off a little bit. But, you know, that's there. That's there for people to, like, realize, hey, Kyle ain't fucking around here. This stuff ended up happening, and Kyle Busch ended up jumping Ross Chastain because Ross had a terrible pit stop. And Kyle Busch was actually able to jump him, and he was able to ensue the lead from him. And it was gonna be a while until Ross got back there, but it didn't take Ross long to get back to the lead. More intense racing ensued during the race. Definitely an issue for Austin Cindric. He ended up getting loose off of 4, made contact with Michael McDowell, and he got put in the wall that way. But then a little while goes by, and then yet another caution comes out, this time for Ty Dillon for engine issues, and he wasn't able to make it back to the pits under his own power. So he just kind of stopped in the middle of 3 and 4, and the caution was brought out. But yeah, so that's what ended up happening to bring out that caution. The restart goes. They have another restart. I can't talk, but they have another restart. Ross and Kyle are going back at it. They're fighting for it, fighting for the lead. Evidently, Logano gets involved. Ross kind of pinches Logano into Kyle Busch, which kind of upsets the both of them. But then, when pit stops happen, Ross Chastain and Kyle Busch have yet another battle, getting on and off the pit lane, to which Kyle Busch won both, and he was actually able to keep the lead and essentially drive away from Ross Chastain, who was in second, but then was being hounded by Chase Elliott within the final closing laps. Chase Elliott ended up getting around Ross Chastain. He was trying to run down Kyle, couldn't do it, and Kyle Busch ended up winning the race at Auto Club. His first win for RCR, and only his second race with RCR. So, that's, that was definitely something I didn't really expect this season. I did expect Kyle to, have a different change of mind when he moved from Joe Gibbs to RCR, considering how terrible last season went for him. But it was pretty cool seeing him in victory lane. So, that one was, I liked the Cup race quite a bit. It was a good send off for the Cup side of things. But but on that day we had a double header, which made it better to know that we were getting a double header for the final Auto Club race ever on the 2-mile oval. So now we go on ahead and jump into the Xfinity Series race, which took place almost an hour after the Cup race had ended. This one was 50 laps shorter, but we got to see both versions of Auto Club, essentially. We got to see it in the daytime, and we got with the Cup race, and we got to see it afternoon going into nighttime with the Xfinity Series, which was a good send-off for this track because I love it, and a lot of other people love it, and that's just a thing. It didn't take long, though, for some action to start. Tyler Reddick ended up getting put in the wall, like, very early in the going, by Sam Mayer, of all people. But yeah, he got put in the wall, he came down, got the, all that fixed and everything. Really good racing. The Xfinity cars of California have always had good racing as well, I feel. Some really good finishes. These guys were all over the place. And it just made the racing really, really good. And we it was awesome. It was awesome to witness. At a competition yellow, they go back underway. More intense racing going on. It's just constant intense racing. For every position really, and it was great to see. John Hunter Nemechek was leading the vast majority of stage number 1. It wasn't until towards the midway point of stage number 1 that he ended up losing the lead. Austin Hill ended up gaining the lead. Cole Custer, though, who in his previous 2 races at Auto Club won both, ended up taking the lead away from Austin Hill, and later on ended up holding the lead and winning stage number 1. Stage number 2 gets underway, and it's another stage dominated by Cole Custer, but the big story of the stage was Sheldon Creed's amazing goddamn save from destroying his car after he got tagged in the left rear by Josh Berry. Now, I will say, yes, Sheldon Creed threw a block that he really shouldn't have thrown on Josh Berry, but the good news was it did not end that badly. It also, here's a side-by-side comparison of when Allmendinger wrecked versus in the Cup Series race, and Sheldon Creed's wreck, almost wreck, I should say, in the Xfinity Series. You tell me the differences here.
AJ Allmendinger. Oh, into the wall. Hard. Oh, look at this. Oh, no! This is not good. Oh, Josh Berry. A big hit. Oh, my goodness. Wow, what a save. Yes, he keeps it off the wall, basically. Oh.
I was so nervous.
See how crazy both differences are? One's energetic, and the other is fucking not. Like, how the fuck do we get to this point, Fox? Like the Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano, the guys that have competed at that same track not an hour before, still has more energy than Clint Boyer ever had ever since he left full-time racing in 2020. Take that into consideration. But they go back underway. There's some more good battles for the lead between Austin Hill and Cole Custer. Most moves are being made a little bit towards the almost halfway point of stage 2. Sam Mayer was trying to make a move all the way to the inside down below the white line, and he ended up clipping the grass, which was not something he planned on doing. But thankfully, he didn't damage a split or anything like that. Not too long after, Justin Allgaier ended up making an unscheduled pit stop, which kind of, took him out of the top 5 and top 10 and running for the stage points, and he ended up getting pitted a lap down, which was not very good. Later on, another caution ensues, this time again involving Josh Berry. And what did Josh Berry do this time around? Well, he ended up squeezing somebody into the wall. Guess who he squeezed into the wall? Poor fucking Tyler Reddick. Earlier in the Cup race, he was taken out in the big accident in the Cup race, in the big one on the restart. This time around, he just gets put in the wall by Josh Berry. You can't tell me that he deserved it, because he fucking didn't. Yeah, I feel bad for poor Reddick. But restart gets, they go back underway. There's 5 laps to go, stage number 2. Cole Custer just, stays in the lead. Another big surprise was Sammy Smith in number 18. He's a rookie, by the way. And he was running up there, competing for the lead. Especially in the final stages. He was on fire in the final stage. At the end of stage number 2, Cole Custer ended up winning it. He ended up sweeping both stages. He ended up holding off John Hunter Nemechek in order to do it. John Hunter almost got him, though. I'm not going to lie. He almost did. But he wasn't able to. But Cole Custer ended up winning the stage. And he won both stages. He won both the first and second stages of the race. Race gets back underway. Sammy Smith is now on the lead, but once again, they go back racing, and it's just as crazy as ever. Austin Hill makes a move, and they're basically three-way for the lead until Josh Berry has to go back a little bit. But Austin Hill and Sammy Smith fight for a little bit, with Sammy Smith, I believe, coming out on top in the whole, coming out of the corner, because he had the better line, really, to get a run off there and to pass Austin Hill. A little bit more while goes by. Sheldon Creed is now back in the top 5. He's also competing for the lead against Josh Berry and Sammy Smith, which was a shock to me and everybody else. It was literally a 3-man battle for the lead. Sammy Smith ended up having something on his front splitter where he had to back out of the lead to, get it off. There was a 3-wide battle. There was a 3-wide pass for the lead. Creed ended up making the pass on both Sammy Smith and Josh Berry for the lead. Cleared both of them going into the corner. Sammy Smith ended up getting that debris off the front of his car. And then coming down the back straightaway, Sammy Smith just flat out passes both Sheldon Creed and Josh Berry. He has a little bit of a fight with Sheldon Creed, but he was able to pass both of them down the back straightaway, and he was even able to complete the pass in turns 3 and 4. Sammy Smith, man, I mean, he might be the new candidate for the 18 car for when it comes to the Cup Series. If if a certain driver, doesn't do well in the 54, and the 18 gets brought back. But then, it was unfortunately short-lived, where Brandon Jones ended up getting turned and went into the grass and damaged the right front of his splitter, which sucks for him. He ended up taking damage. He went multiple laps down, but the restart happened. Sheldon Creed got out front. But another big surprise was Cole Custer ended up getting into the wall. The man that dominated the race ended up getting a flat tire, went into the wall, and Austin Dillon got caught up in it. And Austin Dillon was doing pretty good in the race. And this time around, he got caught up in an incident that he was an innocent bystander in. Austin Dillon. Cole Custer, he just ended up having a right front tire issue, or just a random tire issue, and it blew going into the corner, so nothing really that he could have done in that sort of scenario. For Cole Custer, he just kind of had to chase it up the racetrack. They go back racing. Again, this time Sheldon Creed and Chandler Smith lead the field with the green flag. Austin Hill was making lots of 3-way moves on the restarts, man. He made so many that I'm surprised there wasn't a big accident that happened, but I guess that's just that, yeah, it's just that, I don't know, the fact that he's not a rookie anymore. And actually, I made a mistake earlier in the video when I said that Josh Berry ended up causing another caution. He didn't actually put Tyler Reddick in the wall. No, in stage 3, he ended up just coming up the track and putting Tyler Reddick in the wall in stage 3 with around like 55 to go. Again, poor fucking Tyler Reddick. For a long while, John Hunter Nemechek and Sammy Smith ended up trading the lead, and the reason why is because whenever they would be out front, one of them would gain some sort of debris on the front of their grill. They'd have to go behind the other driver to clean it off, and then whenever they did, they would go right back at it. They went at it so hard that Sammy Smith ended up getting loose coming off at turn number 2, ended up saving his car, and was able to keep the lead. John Hunter Nemechek was able to pass him, but it was like a ping-pong match between the two. Later on, pit stops ended up happening, and Austin Dillon ended up staying out, banking on a caution to come out to maybe, not lose the lead. That's what he was hoping for. And he got that wish with the 43 of Ryan Ellis spinning out and causing a yellow once more. And this changed really everything, because at this point in the race, not a whole lot of teams have, enough, good tires. They have like scuffed tires or used sets of tires. So they don't have any new sets, really. When they go back racing, though, Austin Dillon is still out in front. He's fighting Sheldon Creed for the lead. But it didn't take long for that, dream to end, as once more there was another 3-way battle for the lead, this time between Justin Allgaier, Austin Dillon, and John Hunter Nemechek. And Allgaier and Nemechek came out on top with that. And Allgaier ended up having the lead, and unfortunately, Sammy Smith, who did so good fighting for the lead, ended up getting taken out, but just like Sheldon Creed, he didn't gain any damage. This time he just got tapped in the back from Austin Hill and ended up getting spun around, and surprisingly, everybody avoided him, and it was all good from there. Race gets back underway. John Nemechek ends up taking the lead away from Allgaier, and pretty much it stayed that way for the remainder of 12 laps. John Hunter Nemechek was able to hold off Sam Mayer and Justin Allgaier, and he was actually able to win the race, and he won the final night race at Auto Club, and Kyle Busch won the final day race at Auto Club. So, you know, it was a good send-off, I would have to say. It was a good send-off for Auto Club. It's very unfortunate that we won't see the 2-mile race again, but I'd have to say this was bittersweet for Auto Club. This was bittersweet for everybody, for every fan that, you know, loves the Auto Club races and everything like that when they're, you know, done right with the right packages. And when they get them down right, there's some good racing when it comes to Auto Club. There are also might be some good field mileage races, good, you know, just everything races, both on the Xfinity and Cup side of things, and just that sort of stuff. It made it more bittersweet in the end, and I'd have to say it was a proper send-off for our beloved Auto Club Speedway. So normally I would rate both races differently, but today I'm going to rate them the same. But I will say this right now. The Cup race, I would give it like a high score of like a 9 out of 10, because the Cup race was good. The Xfinity Series, I'd have to give it a same score of a 9 out of 10. So really, the whole day for both Cup and Xfinity, 9 out of 10. Both races were amazing. That is the overall score for both. It was good for Auto Club. You know, we all love Auto Club. The racing was great at Auto Club, for both races yesterday. And the reason why we had two is because on Saturday, the Xfinity was supposed to run their race on Saturday, and that didn't happen because of snow being in the area, which then came over to me, so that kind of sucks. But, you know, it had snow, that's why it was rain. That's why they didn't run it or anything like that. A lot of weather was the weather affected it quite a bit too. But yeah, so would I say this was a good way to send off Auto Club? Yeah. Do I want to see Auto Club go? No. Do we want to see Auto Club go? No. But they're going forth with their decision. The land for Auto Club was sold. They're basically just turning the front stretch into a short track, and the rest of the 2-mile track is just not even going to exist anymore, which just sucks so damn bad. But maybe one day we will have the 2-mile race at Auto Club again. Maybe they'll go back on their decision and just say, hey, we'll keep the 2-mile track. We're just going to go build the short track within the facility itself. Like, I don't know, like build it in the infield or something like that. I have no idea. Build it on the back straightaway. Like that kind of thing. You know, do something special to the track, you know? Don't let the 2-mile go away. Like even if it was just like building the short track like within the 2-mile track itself and not taking the whole thing down, that's fine. I would love for them to do that. Unfortunately, though, they won't. And, yeah. Sucks to see Auto Club go, but we have a lot of memories to cherish with that track. So, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about this race. I thought it was good. I don't know what you guys... hopefully, you guys think the same. Maybe you guys have a difference of opinions. Maybe you guys may have thought that maybe some of the racing wasn't as amazing as it was, as we all think it was, or as we all thought it was. You know, just let me know. And, yeah. That is pretty much going to be it for me today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. My name is Chris, and see you all in the next one. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you, Auto Club, for the memories. I'll see you all later. Have a great day. I love you guys, and goodbye.